Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's me, R Squad 911, back again with another DIY, but we're going to start off with an unboxing video. This is the NinjaTunes props. If you Google NinjaTunes, sometimes it'll take you to some music producing company, but this is NinjaTunes for Ghostbusters, and this is their NinjaTunes board that I'm going to install today on the Haslab pack. You can find him on Facebook. You have to join the group, and then you can fill out a form for this, and he's very backed up, and I believe I had ordered this in early October, and he did say that anybody who placed that order between the dates within October would be getting it in early 2024, and that's me. And you know, he didn't message me, I just kind of messaged him and asked him politely, like, what's going on. You don't want to haggle these people. They are already busy enough producing these kits and stuff, and they're pretty organized. I mean, if you just do maybe a, hey, how's it going, like, I just want to get an update on my order, they'll be happy to oblige. But if you keep pestering them and asking them where your stuff is, I don't think that's just going to go over well, right? I did not do that, but people were saying, oh, you're supposed to get it within 2 months. So I was like, I'm almost 2.5 months. Maybe I'll just message him and see what's up. He goes, yes, your kit is actually ready. I'll ship it out. Shipped out DHL Express, and I got it within 3 days, which was super fast from Greece to Canada. I did have to pay some duties and taxes. That's just the name of the game when you live in Canada. Our government just taxes you on everything. But yes, let's open this thing up. I'll link in a description below the form to fill out for this. And there's like a few options. Actually, no, there's only one option if you want to get the power cell LED upgrade, which is what I did. Before I open this up, I would like to say that this is really, really cool tape that he has here. So cool. There's the power cell there. Cyclotron. That is super cool. Like the schematics for that. I'm going to ask him if he has the full-size image for this. I'm going to print it out on like blueprint paper or something. Nicely packed. So there's a receipt there. NinjaTunes sticker. I'm going to stick it somewhere, 100%. And very, very nicely packed here. I believe that this red bubble wrap is that static-free sort of wrap. I could be wrong. I know that some of my computer parts do come wrapped in the red or the green stuff. Oh, but regardless, from what I see is he has it in those anti-static bags anyways. So cool. Oh, so many parts. That's the NinjaTunes board there. Wow, that's a big board. That's what she said. Okay. Yeah, cool. Static shielding bag. Let's open up the little parts first here. I believe this is the volume control. Let's not slice any wires. That's the volume control there. Nice, reinforced with some hot glue. I like that. So this replaces the stock Haslab one. Very smooth operation. All right, that's one piece there. Let's open up this. This is the option here. This is the power cell. It has more LEDs than the Haslab one. So it'll just give you a better animation effect. And we will show you how to install that. I have to get some special tools for this from what I remember when I changed the power cell blue lens. Very nice. Put that there. And when you're playing around with circuit boards and stuff, you just kind of want to ground yourself. So you just want to touch something metal. because these things can be very finicky. Okay, what is this? This is some sort of ribbon cable. And this is a separate board here. Oh, okay. I believe this is the smoke kit. It says vent kit here. 2 vent. And then strobe. 2 vent, something DC in, so you need 12 volt to talents from the talent cell. So when you run this kit, you're going to have to run a talent cell. And I believe it controls the smoke and it controls the cyclotron lights, like in the kit that I sell on Etsy. Sticky Graphics Canada. I'll put a link below. And I believe it's going to be a 3-pin instead of a 4-pin, so I might have to convert my kit to a 3-pin, but that's good to see, and that would be an option that I can provide on my Etsy store. But we'll see once we get to that. All right, we'll put it on there, and then finally, the main piece of it all. What a great looking board. Wow. And then it's all color coded for all the stuff that you put in. So I guess that's the stock connector there. Speaker, no. SW subwoofer? SW6, no. MI1. Yeah, we'll figure that out once we get to it. And I'll have to print out some instructions. Yeah, that's the board there. Very nice. Okay, so that's basically everything. What is this? This went with this, so it's definitely going to get plugged into here. But yes, and then, oh, then it goes to the board. Right, so this is all the communication from the NinjaTunes board to this relay board for the vent kit and for the cyclotron lights. Okay, very heavy parts too. Like, wow, there's some good weight to it. All right, so now that those are all the parts there, we are going to bring the Haslab pack over, open it up, and start taking it apart. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. What we're going to do first is we are going to take off the Alice frame. I do have to do a pack update. I think I'll do that after I install this NinjaTunes board. Okay. I told myself in the beginning when I first started doing the mods is I'm going to wait till all my mods come before I open this pack. I'm going to only open it once and that's it. I'm not going to do anything else. And I think I've had this pack opened up at least 30 times. So, I mean, you can tell yourself all you want that you're only going to do one mod and you're going to only open your pack up once or twice. That's not happening. If you're anything like me and you just go all mod crazy. Alright, and then I have these 2 external speakers. I don't think I'm gonna keep them on the pack regardless. The NinjaTunes says that if you have any speaker mods on the wand or auxiliary breakout systems, the kit won't work. But some people have proven that even with the wand keep alives and some external speakers connected, it still works. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure he just puts that on there as a disclaimer, just in case something doesn't work. He doesn't want to troubleshoot all that stuff with the end user. So he just wants to say that really, my board's not going to work with any mods. Your pack has to be pretty much stock except have a talent cell to power everything, like the smoke kit or whatever. But yeah, no wand keep alives, no pack keep alives, no speaker mods, etc., etc. Just so he doesn't have to deal with the after sales part of it. He just has his instructions and that's it. And that's totally understandable. I wouldn't want to be doing that too, because who knows, there's so many kits out there. He can't go and buy every kit and test to see what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, I have no problem with that whatsoever. That's a smart thing to do. Okay, so to open the pack, whole bunch of screws. Everything. Okay, there we go. Oh, there goes that screw. So this goes to my auxiliary speaker, and then this one goes to the pack auxiliary speaker. I believe this one went to the wand. Yep. Okay. Boom. So you can see I cut out the battery door there. Hopefully it's within frame, yeah. Cut out the battery door just so it gives me more space in here. It's quite tight in there. And as you can see from everything I have, it gets pretty, yeah, you need as much room as you can possibly get. Okay, so we're no longer going to need the Pixel Props board, and that runs on 12 volts, so that's going to run my vent kit, which is perfect. And yeah, let's see, let's disconnect the speaker. What's nice is I put these JST connectors, so yeah, with the NinjaTunes board, I'm just going to put one of these connectors on there. And we're good to go. I just plug it right in and it'll start working. So I'm just going to go with the male connector on the board. And I had this other one installed here because it was for, obviously I took it out already, but for the auxiliary speaker cable. All right. Okay. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to take apart this door here. This is to do the power cell mod. So it's 2 screws here. Oh boy, lots of wires, lots of wires. That is for this is for the cyclotron cover lights. Right there. And let's see what I have to take out here. Give us some room here. I'll pull out this. Okay, what else do I got to do to get out? Look at that. When you don't have the battery door that sits in there, you get so much more room. Okay, I believe that we have to take out this screw, is it? Does that go onto this? No, it's not. That. I remember there were, yes, you had to take these off. And there's these 2 screws in there. When you use your Phillips #1, you can definitely reach the top one with it. You just have to keep some even pressure on there so you don't strip the screw. I wonder if you guys can even see that while I'm doing it. Get the general idea of where it is. But then there's the one all the way at the bottom, which is really hard to get. And what I use is this tool here. It's kind of like a little ratchet. And then I can connect a bit to it, like so. Right? So remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So lefty-loosey. I just put it down in there. I just push it up against the screw. And I just ratchet it out. There we go. That is out. And does that just pull out? Or no, there's two more screws here that hold the door on. So you got a total, I believe, of 6 screws. And that just pulls out like so. Perfect. Just leave that in for now. And then the power cell door just comes up like that. And there's the power cell LEDs. And let's compare that to the NinjaTunes kit. Boom. Tighter. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the Haslab, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 on there. Now, does the 3 extra LEDs help? I think it does, and I think it just has a better flow, and there's more control on these LEDs than this Haslab one. Right? Okay, so let's trace this back to the board here, and you can unplug that from here, like so, and then we'll have to break these welds, plastic welds there, and then put in the this board here. Okay. And while I do that, I can get all the dust out of my power cell lens there. Okay, so next we are going to compare. I'm going to ground myself again. What do I ground myself on? This tripod there. Okay, perfect. This is the NinjaTunes board. It's the same size as the Haslab board, and it looks like everything's color-coded to where you need to do it. That one is probably power cell. Yeah, it's even named power cell. This one is cyclotron, so that would be that main thing that I unplugged there. The purple one is the wand. A green one, I don't know, there's no green one here, but maybe that is this yellow one here, and that's power to the power cell. We'll see. And then SW6, there's a red one there, and then there's a blue one there. So pretty straightforward. No, that's the green one. So where does that red one go? Or was that one white before? No, it's red. Not sure. We'll figure it out. And then I believe that this jumper goes somewhere. But yeah, we'll figure that in a sec. Let's take out the stock board. Let's unplug all these wires. You want to grab it from the base, not from the wires, just wiggle. Some might be on there pretty good. So, oh, that's the switch. There we go. This one is wand. Some of my other new connections, I have no idea what they are, so I best not mix those up. What does this one go to? Oh yes, that is the pixel props. That one's yellow, so I don't know where the yellow one is on that. Wait, no, that does not go to pixel props. That goes to my talent cell. Yeah. Got this blue one here, got this red one there. Boom. And of course, you got to take out the speaker. This is the upgraded Dayton Audio 3.5-inch speaker, I believe. Yes, got to get it out of the way so I can get to the volume control knob. Okay, that's that speaker. That's what's so good about having these JST pigtails on there. Okay. So that's that. I'm gonna unscrew that from there. And that is the volume control. You want to be very careful when you take out the screws on the board. You don't want to like slip and then nick one of the, the contacts. Okay, so that was just two screws and the board is out. Like that. All right. And then with the new one, I'm going to want to have everything facing out this way. So I'm going to install it like so. I believe that's the best way to do it, right? Will that get in the way of the speaker? I am not sure. Let's put this speaker in. Nope, it is not. Just trying to make sure that everything is good. Kind of want to plan ahead while you do this. I should probably also look at the instructions. And then when you're tightening down the board, you just want to get it snug. You do not want to turn past the stop. You don't even need to go to the stop. Just as soon as you feel it make contact with the board, you can just stop turning. Yeah. And you can see it's more than secure. It's very light. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so this is the switch here. And I believe SW1 is switch right there. And then this is for my LED kit, so I'm not going to install that yet. This is for the cyclotron lights. Right? Yes. Yes, because that was my kit and it was supposed to go into there. But we're just going to install that because we're going to use the relay board. All right, and then where's the purple connector? I got to get rid of the pixel props out of there. And of course I have that on there really good. How do I get that off? Oh man, that is something I'm going to have to figure out. This is the green connection. Red connect. Okay. And we have the little speaker here. Goes here. And then this installs like so. Now I got to figure out how to get this pixel props board out of here. And then that goes through the Fruto Technologies Keep Alive, which I won't use anymore. And this is the wand here, and that is going to plug into here. Color coding is awesome. Of course, I have everything taped up, so all the wires are a little taut, so I got to figure all that out after. And then we're going to get this pixel props board out. So I'll be back. I'm just going to get that out on my own. No point in wasting time on the video, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I got the pixel props board out there. As you can see, there was a ton of double-sided tape there. What's nice about this foam tape is it's a lot weaker than the stuff that I use. So when you need to, it holds, but when you need to get it off, it's fairly simple. It's just that it was tight in there and it was kind of hitting this switch when I was trying to pry it upwards, but I got it out. And then what else we got to do is we got to remove this. This is the Fruto Technologies Keep Alive. And then we are going to put the speaker back in. So because I have these connectors on there, I'm just going to use another JST connector. NinjaTunes just calls for cutting the speaker bars as close to the board as possible. So you'd be cutting it there, and then you would strip the leads, and then it would go into here. But not going to do that because I've already pre-planned for this. All right, so looks like those are open. I might just strip these a little bit more so I get more contact. Boom, like that. And there is a positive and negative, so I'm going to just slip them into their respective places. Nice fit. Screwdriver. Again, don't need to go crazy on these. Just have them clamped down, snug as a bug. All right, speaker, done. Okay, so far so good. And yeah, this one we don't need anymore. Let's put it over here on the side. I have a glass table over there, so it doesn't conduct any electricity. And then we're going to figure out how to do this. Now, I take my little cutters here, and I just cut off these little tabs there. Might need to get a hot glue gun for when I put in the new power cell. After that, take the little pry tool, pry it up, pops right out. And then of course we got to figure out how to get this thing out. If that's even going to fit through here. I'm going to reinstall this on the new one. This is like a ferrite ring is what they call it, I believe. You're going to want to reinstall that. It just helps with blocking any interference. I don't know what's behind it, but it's just the material that it's made out of, and that's pretty cool. Okay, pull that wire through, like so. I'm going to set it in there. That I'm going to get my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to hot glue it in. I'm just going to do that off camera because I just have no room here to set up the hot glue gun. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Got the ferrite core on. Put 4 dabs of hot glue there, and we are set to go. All right, so this is just going to plug back in here. So hard to do this while filming because the camera is right in front of this. But it's all worth it to show you guys how it's done. Hopefully this video will help you guys when you guys are installing your NinjaTunes kit. I'm a visual person, so I really like watching, you know, when I'm working on the car or something. I like to watch DIY videos. Not because I don't know how to do it, it's just because you just want to see the steps, see if you missed a step or there's a easier way to do it, like a task. Just a method, and then it's just better that way. Okay, so then that just slides into there. I am not clipping any wires. Nope, everything's good. I do not know why I have a hole drilled there. Oh yeah, I had the Keep Alive come out of there last time, and then I had the board up here. Yeah, that was the very that was the Keep Alive board that started it all for everybody. I think it was from Patrick Colon. Thank you to him, pioneer. Okay, so everything's good to go now. Really, I could just test the pack and run it without having my lights installed yet, because that is something that I'll have to do. But yeah, I'm just going to put in all these screws here, and then I'm going to button up and we'll test it out and see how it goes without modifying my harness yet. All right, so be right back. Okay guys, I have everything kind of buttoned up here. And now the trick is, when you have everything wired up, you got to make sure that the switches, if you have a stock pack, and you just have to figure it out if you've moved all your switches, but both switches, the rumble motor and has to be switched upwards. So they all have to be facing up in order for the pack to work. And I was having an issue earlier with that, and I was like, what's going on? Because I think it was maybe trying to get into jukebox mode or something like that. But anyways, everything's good. Talon cell's on. My kill switch for that 12 volt that went before was used for the smoke machine is now on. I got to figure out another 12 volt connection to power the smoke machine. But right now I'm using the Pixelproc smoke machine and the CNA Prop Design power to power the board, just to check it out. All right, and then the switch also has to be on the off position, which is facing inwards of the pack, before you turn everything on and start it up. So here we go. That's 84 mode. That's kind of the loudest that it's at, but I think it doesn't sound as loud because this is all open. Once this is closed in, you'll focus all the sound outwards and it'll kind of like add as a resonance chamber. But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna shut it down. That part was loud. How about turning it on again? That's loud. And then it goes pretty quiet. Okay, now we're gonna switch it to Afterlife. That's crazy loud. I'm gonna turn that down. Wow. I'm gonna shut it down. I love that cycling down. You kind of have, at the end there's like kind of like a scraping sound. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna do my kill switch for the board, off, and then my Talon cell, off. Now the reason why I have a kill switch for the board is because I want to make sure that no power goes to the board while I'm charging it, because it's all connected in the same pigtails. So that is probably a good idea if that's what you guys are going to do. All right, so add a kill switch. And basically you're just adding, you're cutting into the two power wires that go into the board, and you're just putting a break in between those two wires. So that's what I have here. All right, so it's the same wires going into where it pigtails out of, and then you terminate it. When you turn off the switch, it breaks that connection, so no power can get to the board. It just stops there. All right, the ground you don't have to worry about, and then once you turn it on, it makes the connection again, and then power goes through. Okay. So that's it there. I am going to figure out, I have to go get some wires, create a pigtail, and then we're going to wire up that separate board that powers the relay lights. I'm going to have to take out my relay system here. It's 3 wires, probably just need to cut it, add a 3-wire JST instead of a 4, plug that into NinjaTunes board, and then we should be good to go. All right, so I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is the harness that comes with or the pigtails that comes with the Talon cell, right? So it goes into the Talon cell like so, into the DC port there. And then what I had was this powered the board, and that went there. So it goes into the switch, kills it, ground continues, and then goes into the board here. And it's on and off to to kill the power to the board. And then this one here it goes to here. This is the charging port, and then that went here. So I'd have it killed, I would charge it through here, it would charge the talent cell, and when I was done, I'd unplug that, then I could turn that on, and then it would send the power to the pack. Once I turn on, this is the actual on-off switch, which I bypassed on the talent cell itself. Why is that so sticky? Anyways, and so even though if I turn this on, power is not going into the board right now because this is off, right? So boom, off. So what do I have to do here? I have to replace this because I need one more male connector to power the smoke machine right here. So what am I going to do? Solution. Have these in my little kit of stuff. That's going to go into the talent cell there. And then that's going to pigtail into 3 different connectors. That one will go to the NinjaTunes board. This one will go into the smoke machine. This one will go into the charging port. And I have that one separate because I don't want to mix them up, right? So no matter what, the female one on the main pigtail is going to be the charging port, and the other 2, it doesn't matter. It's going to be 12 volts into either the board or into, where did I put it? Here, into the smoke machine. All right, so I'm going to go build that right now. It's just basically going to be this, and then 3 of these connected there, power all into there, and then ground into there. And these are thick enough gauge wire that 12 volt is going to be no problem. It's going to be the same as last time. It's going to be thicker than this. When I had one of these cut open, the wires were so thin in here. These are way thicker cores. Okay guys, I'm back. I have made my harness, pigtail, whatever you call it. Very easy to do. Get your main plug here. Plug that into the talent cell. Then you have your 3 connectors. This one, obviously, like I said before, is going to go into for charging port. And then these 2 here are going to power the, get power from the talent cell and power the board and the smoke machine. So what am I going to do? I probably am going to add a switch to the smoke machine here, which I'm going to have to tap into this one. But for now, what we're going to do, I'm going to do that off camera and then show you guys how I did it. But I'm going to plug it into the talent cell and make sure that everything's working. This one is the charging port, so that obviously goes into the female connector on the main harness. And then this one powers the board, and then this one here is going to power the smoke machine here. So then you'll have to take this from, that goes into the control module for the CNA prop design smoke machine, and that's going to either solder onto here, or you can do the JST XH 2.5 millimeter 2-pin. That's the JST XH 2.5 millimeter connector, solder that onto there and do it to that. That's what I'm going to do. And then for the cyclotron cake lights, you're going to have to probably convert this, cut that there, and then solder a 3-pin, same thing, JST XH 2.5, but a 3-pin, and that's going to go right there. All right, and then it'll get all the information from the board here. You connect the other ribbon cable that it comes with from here to there. All right, but we'll do that after. We're going to test and see if the board, if my harness I made is good. So turn on the kill switch, or turn it off at least. And then we're going to switch the board on. Perfect. Turn that down a little. Yep, everything works. I love that power down. Okay. So, what else? You're probably going to put some electrical tape on there. These are pretty tight. I got some pretty good connectors there, so don't have to worry about that. I still have some electrical tape here on the side, and I'm just going to tape it up. That one, which one goes to the board? This one goes to the board. Yes, okay. Cool. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to prep the harness and everything and get my soldering iron, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. All right, so make sure that's all on good, and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. I have made my harness with a kill switch for the smoke machine. So let me explain why I'm doing a kill switch for the smoke machine and not just doing a kill switch as well for this one. Because I have a hole in the side here that I need to fill. And plus, if I do wear this at conventions, it's probably going to be a very low chance that I am, but I just want to have the option. Sometimes conventions, they don't want you to have smoke machines going. I don't know, it just seems like it's like a fire hazard, or some people might assume or think that it's a fire and there might be panic or something. So I want to be able to just shut off the smoke machine itself so there will be no smoke. Because if I put just the kill switch on this, then I won't have the cyclotron lights or the smoke machine. So, and again, I have an extra hole there. So yeah, I'm going to show you how I made this harness. This part here plugs into the board, plugs in right here. And then, sorry, it doesn't plug in right there. It plugs in over here where it says to vent. Right, the ground stays the same. Sorry, I'm just going to plug everything in for you guys. We're just going to go this way. That plugs into the CNA control box right there. And then this will plug into the vent kit. Where does it say to vent? To vent, like so. Right, ground stays the same, it's just grounded there, but what is different is the power goes here into this switch here, and then out the switch, continuing to give power to the control module. So if I, shut it off, then it's not going to send power to the module, which is good. Turn it on, it's back on. Perfect. So then I'm going to mount that in there, and then now I am going to, with that extra, where is it, power there, that's going to go into here. I'm going to add a kill switch to it with this red wire. So I'm going to split that. It's going to go into a switch, and then the switch back into the wire there. Easy peasy. All right, so I'm going to do that next. I'm going to mount this, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and I've decided that I'm not going to use this extra pigtail that I did here. So I'm going to tape it off so it doesn't, short with anything, like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that pigtail, I don't want it to go to waste, on my old one, because this one has already switched power to a kill switch right there, and I'm just going to use that to give power to the board and power to this, right? And then I'm going to use this switch, which originally was the kill switch for the 5 volt, but now I have a 5 volt coming out from the USB on the power cell, on the talent cell, that I'm not going to use. But it's good for future use if I wanted to do other LEDs and whatnot. So there'll be 5 volts powering that. All right, so boom. That's how it's going to go. This is nice and tight, but I'm still going to put some tape on it. Some tape I can reuse that's on the floor here. I'm just going to tape that connection up so it doesn't come loose. Most likely won't, but you know what? While you're in there, might as well do it. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Just got to figure out where to mount this now. Let's see how everything works. Turn that on. That's the kill switch there. No LED showing power here. That one was for the smoke. That's for the 5-volt. Okay, so we'll turn it on. Everything's working. And then kill switch. You can tell that it didn't even let it go do the cooldown. So that works. All right, so we're good to go. And we have a wiring nightmare going on here. All right, so let's tuck everything in here. Lots of room now. Put the talent cell in there. We're good to go. All my switches are secure. This one is not used, so we can just tuck it away in there. So much room. So much room. And that will go into the board. So we're going to probably mount this board down there. I don't know if, like, that's like a kind of like a mounting screw. So I don't know if NinjaTunes has a place for it. It doesn't look like there is one. I can't. Maybe we can stick it on top here, like so. Might just do that. But we'll see. All right, so let's get all our connectors. Going to connect this here. Only one way to do it. There's a notch there, there's a notch there. Boom, that's in. And then here. Boom, that's in. All right. So where am I going to mount this? Where do I think is a good spot for it? Maybe just right here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to mount it right there. This doesn't come with any mounting tape or whatnot, but you're just going to have to use some of your own. And I think that's a good spot. Perfect. These wires I don't have to worry. Probably zip tie that up later. And then this goes to the vent. It says to vent. And then now we got to figure out what we're going to do with this harness. So is it going to reach? It's going to reach. So just going to have to cut it there. And we're going to use the JST XH. Is it XH? XH 2.5 millimeter 3-pin, which is this one, and it's going to plug into here. Like so, and then it's going to go to this harness. So I can probably cut that off there. And then we're going to do that, and I'm going to solder that. All right, so this is power, data, ground. And we're going to have to do the same on this one. This is going to have to be power. Black is going to be data. Yellow will be ground. And that's what I'm hoping. You know what? The wiring is all listed in the manual. And so it's a little bit, you know, visually confusing. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the yellow, which is going to be the power from your JST connector. So on looking from the top of it, like this, the far left is the power. Black is not ground. That one is your data. And red is your ground. So that's what's going to be confusing, right? So for my harness that you get, red here is the power, so you put yellow to it. Green is the data, so you put the black to it. White is the ground, and you put the red to it. And everything should work. So I have the cyclotron cake over there. I'm going to turn everything on. All right, and then we're going to switch it on. We're going to see. That's loud. I'm going to turn that down. And boom. The cake lights are going. I'm going to shut that down. We're going to go into Ghostbusters 84 mode. You can see that. Slow and steady. Perfect. I'm going to shut that down. Excellent. All right, so to kill switch. Now, you do not have to follow the way that I wired my kill switch. There's this kind of red jumper right there. You guys can see. Right there. If you pull that out, that is a kill switch already. So you can again take the JST connectors that I told you guys to get, which is the JST XH 2.5 millimeter. I don't have any more. Yeah, this one here. And it will plug in to those two pins perfectly. All right. So that is all you need to make your own easy kill switch. And again, it's also in the instructions to do it. So you would just take those two wires, put it into a switch, it would go, and then you put it into your pack there. But because I had this already wired up for a kill switch from my previous mods, I'm just utilizing it. It's just easier than me resoldering more stuff and doing that. But of course, you have to replace that jumper if you want it to work. Do not leave it out. If it is out, then yeah. This basically acts as a switch. Off, on. You're jumpering the two together. All right, so now that's all working. I'm going to solder that up and put some heat shrink on it. And I think we're good to go. Just need to button everything up, make sure everything works, especially with the wand, and make sure that the smoke machine is working with this 12 volt going in there. I can probably test that now, actually. No, because with the pack facing downwards like this, if I had the e-cigarette thing in there, it would probably break the whole system, so I have to flip it over. So, yep, I'm going to get to soldering these, and yeah, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to solder it. Just take your heat shrink like so. Don't forget to do the heat shrink. Each wire like that. And then back to this again. Yellow was your power. Twist those together like so. Black was your data. Of course, I put the heat shrink on two blacks there. Put two heat shrinks on the black, I meant. And then we're going to do your data. And then we are going to do the ground, which is red. Again, visually confusing. You know, usually red is power. Yellow is usually accessories, at least for vehicle wiring. And now my soldering iron is hot. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug that from there, and I'm just going to solder on top of this using paper to cover up any board, any of the boards or circuit boards, because you just don't want to, because sometimes solder boils and it jumps and you don't want it to like land on your board, and that would suck, right? Okay. So I just heat it up underneath here. Make sure the wire gets hot. And then I touch my solder on there. Hold it on and let the solder go between all the wires. You can kind of see the wires suck up the solder into it, and you don't need to gob the solder on. You can see that, like you can still see the wires twisted together, but that's because the solder has kind of just went inside between the wires, just really holding it together. It doesn't take a lot of solder. Don't go nuts. I've seen a lot of messy, messy solder jobs. All right, and that's it. Hopefully that doesn't fall on the floor. Test, everything's solid. And then you put your heat shrink over your connection, so they don't touch each other. It doesn't touch anything else. It doesn't short. And of course I have to get my heat gun and I'll heat it. And again, when you use a heat gun, do not point it towards, so if I'm going to use this to protect it, towards circuit boards or any type of electronics. Just heat is bad. Heat and moisture, right? So let me go get my heat gun. Just all the way over here at this other table, because that's where I was doing my other solder station. Okay, let's see here. Plug it into my extension cord, and then we're going to heat this all up. Point it away from the Talon cell. Perfect. And that is it. We're good to go. And plug that back into the board. Like so. Have that wire routed through there. Use this to kind of hold all those wires down in there. Perfect, so they don't get clipped. And I believe that is it. I'm going to tape this piece up because this is the 5 volt from the, this used to power the Haslab board. Not going to use it anymore, so that's just going to be tucked away. Just going to keep it there for future stuff if that needs to be done. We tuck these down here so it doesn't vibrate against the speaker. You know what? This one I'm going to route it through here. And through here, then down, because we have so much slack. Anyways, Might as well make up for all of that extra wire. Perfect. Everything's good. Everything looks like it's not touching the speaker. I don't want any unwanted vibrations. And that's good. Yeah, I'm going to tape up that. To go get some tape. Probably don't need to do this, but again, better be safe than sorry. If something happens, you're like, what could it have been? It couldn't have been that JST connector, but then it was. You'll be sad. All right, cool. Again, tuck this out of the way. And we are good. All right. Vent. Okay, so now that that's all done, I'm just going to button up the whole Haslab pack, and then we'll flip this over, and I'll see you then. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm doing this on the fly, so I figured I'm going to do some stuff. I'm going to take out the USB 5 volt, and I'm going to get rid of it. Later on, if I wanted to use the 5 volt USB, I'm going to have to open up the pack up anyways to connect anything, so really I don't need it. I will save it for something else, and for that spot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that switch inside the cyclotron area out here, so it'll be easier to access jukebox mode instead of just always taking off that, and I can just put it here and toggle it, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. All right, so we have to open this up, take this cake out, or take the cyclotron ace out like that. And it's been a while since I've done this. So let's see if we can figure it out. It's just these 4 here, and this thing shall pull up. My masking tape, and there we go. We have access to this. I'm going to try to seat this back so it doesn't get in the way of anything. Oh my goodness. Don't want to clip anything. Please don't clip anything. There we go. I'm going to pull this out there, and this is the switch that I'm going to be moving. All right, so wire cutters, again, over there. I mean, I'm not cutting any wires, it's just a plier and wire cutters in one. So I use those to unscrew these usually. Then I'm just going to get one of my extra switches there and put it in place. So it acts as just a dummy switch like I have beside it. There we go. Oh, I put a JST connector on it. I guess it was supposed to help me be able to remove it. All right, so then that's going to go there. I dropped that down there. Now I have to go get another switch, and I'll be right back. Okay, so off position. So because that's going to be there, it's going to be down, and up will be on. Yeah, correct. Kingpin there. You don't want to over tighten these. This is the Taco Belly control panel for the cyclotron area. It is resin printed. So you don't want to go crazy on that. You don't want to crack the resin. Just make them straight. Good enough. And then you want to put them in this way because you want the switches near the top. Okay, and then that you can put back around here. Like so. Make sure the wires are clipped. And there you have it. I'm going to tape these wires to the side here. Just gets out of the way. And then we're going to put this thing back on. Perfect. Okay, great. So now we have this switch here. There's plenty of slack. You do not need to add any wires. I have it all, taped down. So I'm just going to remove the tape. Keep that tape down. And then there's so much slack on this wire. I can just go up in here, they're here, and it's just going to mount there. So that's on and on. Excellent. Okay guys, I'm back. The whole thing is buttoned up in the back, and now all we need to do is put in the cyclotron cake, like so. Put that in, and I have a little trick. See, the wires come out of here, so I like to turn it just a little counterclockwise as I put in this nut, and then have it a little snug. Don't go crazy on it. And then after it's in, you just turn it this way. And that makes it really secure, and you can't unscrew it by hand. If you do, you spin the whole thing. And then when you need to loosen it, you turn the whole cyclotron cake this way, and it becomes very loose. Okay, so just kind of aim it here to this, tighten it just a little bit, just so it doesn't move anymore, but we're not going too hard, and then you just turn it that way. And the reason why I do that is when you put the cyclotron cover on and you screw in the thing and unscrew it, it doesn't unscrew that. It just gives it enough tightness that it won't unscrew when you're unscrewing, I forget what that thing's called. Oh my goodness, just not thinking right now. Anyways, that's what you do. And we're going to put this back in here, the smoke machine. We'll put this on. I believe that, I think it goes this way for the LED. All right, and then we're going to take the wand, plug it in. Okay. Hopefully you can see everything. All right. Everything is in view, and we're going to fire this thing up. That's power to the board. This is power to the smoke machine. And the other one is for jukebox in whatever mode. Okay, so let's fire this thing up. Go. That is working. Let's put on this cover. That's working. I have my little microwave switch there. It quiets down quite a bit after it runs. Not sure if it's supposed to do that. But anyways, we're gonna fire this up. Turn that on, then the Fruto Technologies is going. The beeping means that the thing is on. We'll fire it. 1 second. Cool. Now let's see if the smoke machine works. So that went, but no smoke went, which means when I put the backing on, I must have pinched the hose. Okay guys, a little bit of an update. I've been troubleshooting why I wasn't getting any smoke out of my vent kit. I thought that maybe this hose was being pinched because it is tight in there. There is a peg that goes there, and sometimes I can squish it and, stop it from venting. But again, the fan wasn't going, so I was wondering what was going on. So looking at the instructions, the JST is flipped. So now your red will be for negative and your black will be for positive. And that's over here. Sorry, this is black and white. But yeah, on the right is negative, on the left is positive. So you can see that. Right? Left is negative, right is positive. But the JST only goes in one way, so I had to swap the negative for the positive, only on the connector. All right? You're not doing that at the battery or at the switch, okay? So you're just flipping the switch around. So yeah, everything works now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to button everything up, and then we are going to test it. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are all buttoned up now. Got the Alice frame on there. I'm going to flip this thing over. I have a few screws left over too. I have no idea. I have two. I know one was out of the cyclotron cover, but anyways, let's fire this thing up. Hopefully it works. Come on. Didn't pinch that wire. So the fan went, just no smoke came out. So it's definitely pinched. Okay guys, I'm back. I finally figured out it was the hose getting pinched. So before I would have the hose coming down underneath here. And you can see here, it barely reaches that. So it kind of had to stretch. And then as it went through here, the post that goes into here would kind of pinch this, and I would get a little bit of smoke. Sometimes I would get, a little bit of smoke. And as you saw earlier, I got no smoke. So stuff must have shifted around a little bit, and it couldn't produce any smoke. So good thing that I do a lot of DIY car stuff too, and I have a turbocharged car, and I did a boost gauge, and I had all this leftover silicone vacuum line, and now I can plumb it over top. It can go in here, like in this channel here, and I can bolt it in, and it doesn't get pinched at all. And I tested it earlier, and I got so much smoke. It's kind of crazy. So I am happy about that. Everything is solved. And yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. Yeah, I added about 3 inches to this. And how long is this? 8. It's like 9.5 inches, maybe 10 inch long. You needed at least a foot to 13 inches. But yeah, there we go. Everything's working. And now I'm going to button everything up, and we can finally properly test it. All right, so be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Everything's buttoned up, and we are going to test it. Well, I've tested it off camera to make sure everything's good, so I didn't have to open the pack up like 4th time. But yeah, let's power this on. You're gonna see the power on sequence. You're gonna let it run through until the light at the very bottom stays on. Then we're gonna fire it up. You can see it slowly whirring up, getting brighter, and then it starts going around. Open this thing up, and my cyclotron's there. I have a microwave switch here. All right, that's normally open, and then, normally closed. And then once the cover's on, it hits the switch and turns off the cyclotron cake lights, just like that. I'm gonna do, I wish I did a DIY for that. I'm gonna do one just explaining how I did it with some pictures. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Okay, so we're gonna keep this cover off. I'm gonna fire up the wand. It whirs up. I give that a couple of seconds. Flip this one, then it goes higher pitched. Give that a couple of seconds, then flip this switch up. You hear the beeping. That's when you know the wand is ready to fire. Nice. And that is definitely the most smoke I've ever seen it do. I guess when it was working, that hose was probably slightly pinched, and I wasn't getting as much smoke like that. It's kind of crazy. So, yes. And what else should we test? Let's test the Bluetooth speakers, my auxiliary Bluetooth speakers that I have on here. Turn it on. Wow. That's pretty loud. Let's try it with the wand. That whirring sound could get pretty annoying at a convention if you're wearing this really long for a long time. I'm scared. It's going to be really loud. That might be too loud for that speaker. I'm going to turn this one down. Crazy. Okay, now let's turn on the other speaker for the wand. It is a lot of noise. Turning that down. So after testing that, I really thought that I was going to take those speakers off, but I'm keeping those on. That was insanely loud. If you're at a really loud convention, that will definitely be heard. Jeez. But just for toying around at home or just going out for Halloween, I think that this speaker itself is more than adequate. All right, so let's shut this thing down. Yeah, overall, really easy DIY, very straightforward. Follow the instructions, read it through, go through it while you're doing it. For me, it was a little more daunting because I had other mods, lots of other wires and kill switches that I needed to install or wanted to install. So that made mine a little bit more difficult. The smoke kit having the positive and negative reversed was a little weird. I'm not sure if that was done through CNA prop. Maybe they reversed it accidentally on my kit. But I had to flip the negative and positive. You saw earlier in the video. But otherwise, everything went smoothly. Everything is good. Everything's working. I have no issues whatsoever. Except obviously, no issues with the NinjaTunes. I had to add that extra long tube for the smoke machine. And that's pretty much it. All right, so yes, I'm going to put the link below for you to fill out the form to get one of these kits because it is freaking awesome. It's between this one and the GP Star. And for me personally, I like this kit more because the GP Star is more involved. So much more wiring, so much more soldering. I love to solder, but I just didn't want to invest that much time in doing a whole wand board, doing the whole Haslab board changeover. And it's just a lot more stuff to do, a lot more stuff that could screw up. So the NinjaTunes board fit me perfectly on what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go with this pack. So super happy. I believe you'll be super happy with it as well. Yeah, it required really no soldering if you're just plugging and playing it. Only time that you'll probably need soldering is if you had a smoke kit and whatnot, but that's pretty easy too. You can do like solderless T-clamps and stuff like that for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. please like and subscribe, comment below. Sorry if parts of this video were a little long-winded, like how I'm going on right now. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.